Welcome to IK Garlic Shop, where we sell all kinds of kitchen accessories, home appliances, gas accessories, and electronics of all kinds. Today is another Friday with us when we'll get to teach you how to use some of those wonderful appliances, those electronics, those beautiful things you do get from us. So today here we'll be teaching you on how to use your chest freezer, and we'll be using this Hisense 95 liters chest freezer to teach you how to use your freezer. So I know as you're listening to me now, you will say, I already know how to use freezer. What is there to use freezer? Is it not to just buy it and plug it and you'll be using it? No. There are still some things, if after telling you, you will find out that there are some things you will learn that you've been doing wrong. That is making your freezer, either making it not to last long, the time it's supposed to last. Now, before us here is this Hisense chest freezer, like I said initially. When you transport your freezer, when you transport either your refrigerator or your chest freezer, when it's being transported to you, it is ideal you don't on it immediately. I hear a lot of customers which time when you transfer, they say, I'm not going to on immediately. Yeah, you just tell them, yes, you will on it, but they don't know the reason why you would not on it immediately. Now, this normally a refrigerator or a freezer comes with a compressor inside. And that compressor, there's an oil inside the compressor. And that oil inside the compressor is what the compressor used to do its function, to prevent friction, to prevent wear and tear, all those things. So that oil is what that compressor uses it. So during the period of transportation, that compressor oil goes into the pipe, into the cooling pipe, into the refrigerant pipe. It goes into those places. Now, when you say you want to immediately on it, because that oil that is supposed to be inside the compressor is not there, the thing will try to work, it will try to work with force. And then trying to work with force, because the oil is not enough, it will lead to friction, causing overheating to the compressor. Before you know, the compressor might be affected or damaged. So that is why you don't on it immediately. Then another reason why you don't on either your freezer or your refrigerator after transportation immediately is the refrigerant, that's the coolant, the gas that cools the fridge or the refrigerator. Now, when that gas also is scattered across the pipe during the process of transportation, sometimes it just goes, because the pipe, it just goes round. So it's scattered across the pipe. So it's ideal that when you bring the fridge or when they transport it to you, you allow the gas to settle and stabilize before on it. So ideal time for you to leave this freezer or refrigerator after transportation is 24 hours before on. But depending on the way it's being transported, depending on the way they transport it, depending on how they kept it, if it's standing like the way this one is standing, that means the time you will leave it before on is very, it's not for a long period of time. Then another thing too that affects this fridge, the seal. It comes with a seal. This seal that is here. Now, anytime this seal has any damage, it will make the food, let me say after freezing your food, next thing you just come inside your freezer, you notice that the items inside your fridge has already started defrosting fast. They are cooling, the eyes on them are going out from it fast. That means the seal already has some damage, and you can change the seal. You can change the seal, because if that thing continues, you do not change it. What it will lead to, it will make the lifespan of your fridge to reduce, because now the fridge is now working as if it's trying to cool other things around, not just this place. It's trying to cool other things around because the energy is escaping. It's escaping from the fridge, from the freezer. It's escaping. So this seal, once you notice that this seal is damaged, you need to change it. Then another thing too as well, ice build up. At interval, you're supposed to defrost your fridge. Most times if you notice when you have steady power supply or steady light, you will notice that there is a lot of ice build up inside the freezer. And when those ice build up, sometimes it can as well affect the cooling system, or it can as well affect the compressor. It will make the work of the compressor to be much, because those ice is blocking the transfer of energy. So sometimes you allow it to defrost. At interval, allow it to defrost. You remove the water will escape. Now, another thing too, because sometimes if you want to defrost, during the process of defrosting, there is a white opening here. This opening, you're supposed to lose it. You see this opening, once you open it, all the water inside the fridge, maybe when you defrost it, all the water inside will go out and come out from this place. Come out from this place. So that's the essence of these two things you see here. Some people don't even open it. They've never opened it since they bought their fridge. But that's the work of that thing. When you defrost, you know there will be water. There will be water inside the fridge that has been absorbed from the distance. So it goes out from that place. Now, another thing too that you need to consider when using your chest freezer that is very, very important as well is cleaning it. At interval, you clean it because of odor. If when you continue using it, you're not cleaning it at all. If you're in a place where you have steady power supply for maybe, let me say, for the full year, you're having steady power supply, you don't have any issue with lights, then you can just clean it twice a year. But in Nigeria, we don't have steady power supply, so you have to cool. Sometimes some weeks you won't even have light. So those periods when you're not having light and your fridge is not, you don't even have a gen or something, you try and make sure you're cleaning it so it won't be having unnecessary odor. It won't be having unnecessary odor in it. Then another thing too, overloading the fridge. You put a lot of items inside it. Put a lot of items. When you put a lot of items, it will also affect it. Won't be cooling very well because the item you have overloaded the fridge with a lot of items. So it will make it not to be cooling the way it's supposed to cool. Then lastly, which is very, very important, you need to have a surge protector. A surge protector, that's when you have voltage spike. Maybe either maybe thunder, or maybe the lights just went unnecessarily high, just became unnecessarily high for no reason. Now that surge protector is what will help protect your fridge when there is voltage spike. So you need a surge protector for your fridge. That's another thing that will help to protect your fridge. So when you do all these things I just mentioned, there is no way the lifespan of your chest freezer or your freezer will not be elongated. So with all this information, I believe I've convinced you that you don't know a lot of things about how to use your chest freezer. Now you see that it's not just about buying your chest freezer and just putting items inside. There's a whole lot of things you need to know about it. And I believe with this video, you've learned a lot of things about it. Thank you. See you next Friday.